Determine the 50th percentile of the distribution that follows. Is it A, x equals to 4, B, x equals to 2.5, C, x equals to 2, or D, x equals to 1.5? All right, so we're going to have a look at our distribution here and also talk about what a percentile actually is. So now, when you're looking at a list like this where you have this C percentage, what this literally stands for is cumulative percentage. So the cumulative percent of values that are at or equal to the number that you see here, the score. This can also be thought of, or this can also be referred to as rank or percentile rank. Now, we have to be a little bit careful when we're reading this, because considering that this is percentile rank and percentile ranks go with percentiles, you might be tempted to think that your list of scores over here are percentiles. What is a percentile and how does it relate to a percentile rank? Well, if I knew that, let's say, 60% of students received a mark equal to or lower than 85 on the exam, I would say that my percentile, in fact, my 60th percentile, is equals to x is 85. The 60th percentile is x equals to 85. The percentile rank of 85 might be better or less confusing if I just say is here. So the 60th percentile is 85. The percentile rank of 85 is 60%. So a percentile rank is a percentage. A percentile is the actual score. So I'm saying that these are percentile ranks here, and these are scores. They're not quite percentiles. We have to do a little bit of work here. So when we're looking for the 50th percentile, we're not simply just going to say that it's 2. So let me clear some space here, and I'll explain what happens there, why it's not just the matching or the number across the row. All right, so when you're looking at your distribution, when you're looking at your frequency distribution table like this, and you've got your scores, you have to keep in mind that these scores have real limits. So my first score that I see there, the one is actually covering a range of values from 0.5 to 1.5. These are my real limits of the score 1. Then the score 2 goes from 1.5 up to the upper real limit, which is 2.5. And so on. So the next score 3 goes from 2.5 up to the upper real limit, which is a half step above, up to 3.5. Okay, so these are my x values. Now, when I look at my percentile ranks, how do they fit with these? Well, the frequency distribution table is a little bit misleading the way that these are straight across here. What should actually be happening is this. The 20% belongs at the top of my first category. The 50% belongs, again, at the top. So what this 20% means is that 20% of scores are less than or equal to 1.5. So the 20% does not refer to the 1, it refers to the upper real limit of the score that it sits next to. The 50% refers to the upper real limit of the score that it sits next to, and so on. So things are a little bit misleading the way that they present this. Instead, you have to think of each percentage as going with the upper real limit of the corresponding or of the score that's in the same row. So when they ask me to determine the 50th percentile of the distribution that follows, the 50% goes with 2.5. 2.5 is the 50th percentile. So my answer here is B.